Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Courtside Soundoff podcast. Once again, I'm Josh Evanoff. As always, welcome by the one and only man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. It's Angel Ortega. A lot to talk about this week. We got UFC Long Island, UFC London, Bellator, MMA, boxing news as well. Before all of that, as always, we're brought to you by Rogue Energy. If you want 10% off your order at RogueEnergy.com, use the code SOUNDOFF at checkout. That's code SOUNDOFF at checkout for 10% off of all your energy needs. I had a really, really busy weekend. I was going a lot of places, doing a lot of things. I had my Rogue Energy shaker bottle with me the whole time, keeping me energized. And you can get that at RogueEnergy.com. Make sure you use the code SOUNDOFF at checkout for 10% off. Support us, support them, get something nice for yourself. RogueEnergy.com. Last Saturday afternoon, for some reason, UFC Long Island, UFC on ABC3. Two featherweights going head-to-head in the main event. For a couple minutes there, it looked like we were in for a classic, Angel. In the end, though, it was sadly a shoulder injury derails it at 4:11 of the first round. Yair Rodriguez defeats Brian Ortega. Brian just got the takedown after a couple of minutes back and forth on the feet, starts scrambling. Yair throws up an armbar attempt, which actually did not end up, he didn't even get close on, but whenever he just threw it up, he ended up kicking Brian's shoulder out of its socket, and that was it. GG no re. Wins via TKO near the end of the first round. I mean, really, not a whole lot of takeaways from this one, man, just because it's so,
We're so short. We didn't even get around.
Yeah, but for what you saw, what did you see? I mean,
I don't know. We were about to get the first ground exchange, you know what I mean? And Brian didn't look bad on the feet. I think he got a few punches in, too. Like, he didn't. But obviously, Yair came back, too. I mean, it was just so minimalistic that what could you really get from it, you know what I mean? It was. We were just about to get going in that first exchange, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's really not a whole lot to really say about this one, just because, I mean, it's just super unfortunate.
Also, have they confirmed running it back? Like, are they going to run it back for sure here in a few months?
Well, you know what? I had this in the extra, like, the topic section. We were going to talk about news and shit.
It goes hand in hand, though, right? So.
Well, let's just go ahead and talk about it here. So, from my understanding, Brian's probably going to need surgery because this is actually a recurring problem. Bad? Yeah, this is a recurring problem. This is like the third time it's popped out of place, and the more that shit keeps on popping out of place, that bodes well. That does not bode well for his career, and he'll probably have to get surgery because it keeps on happening. So with that, the arrangement for this fight, if you guys don't remember last week's episode or you're, living under a fucking rock or something, if Yair won, he was going to get a title shot, whether that be interim or whatever it may be. Now, whenever that arrangement was made, that was back before Volk Holloway 3, where Volk broke his hand and Volk got guaranteed a lightweight title shot. So, now we're in a position where apparently somebody asked Dana about who Yair's going to fight next. Apparently, they're looking at a interim title with Josh Emmett, who just picked up a win a couple of weeks ago. And for what it's worth, Volk yesterday went on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani. He signed off on the idea. He said, you know what? I got business to handle up at lightweight. I'm going to be out to, at the very least, the first quarter of 2023. Do it. Have a number one contender ready for when I get back, and we can fight for the title.
Okay.
So Angel, it's looking like we're probably going to get an interim title, Yair Rodriguez, Josh Emmett, more than anything. So
interesting. Max Holloway coming in hot.
You know what's crazy, man,
that's actually a possibility.
That is. I mean, it's not a possibility now unless somebody falls out due to injury, but it's not too far fetched. But as far as the Saints, it's looking like it's going to be Yair, Josh Emmett next. So what do you think about that one?
Man, I'm just trying to think of who they're going to fight after that, man. You know what I mean? But it's interesting. It's a fun fight. I'll tell you that. I mean, Brian Ortega will obviously be out. Max Holloway is number one. Behind that, they got Calvin Kattar, Arnold Allen, Korean Zombie, kind of out of the title picture at this point. Giga, Bryce Mitchell. So you kind of see the names that are coming to a picture here. I don't know, but you said in that statement that Volk had brought up, I need to handle business at 155. Does that confirm that Volk will be 100% next year, be going up to 155 before returning to 145 then?
Correct. He said he wants to be active, and he said he wants to fight at both. And he said that he wants the winner of a fight that was announced, which we'll talk about in the MMA news section. But
yeah, we'll double back to that. But
we'll double back to that. But yeah, he said that like his next fight, he wants to fight at 155.
So that means Big Papi Dana's down.
Big Papi Dana confirmed if he beat Holloway, he'd give him the chance. And he did defeat Holloway, obviously, earlier this month. So I'm assuming that means Big Papi Dana's going to let it happen.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay, there was a lot of information that wasn't given very quick that got confirmed in just that bit there. That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah. So, look, man, I mean, I'm cool with it. I think actually this is actually super interesting. I really do. Because I don't think, and Volk gave, I really do encourage people to either go to bjfn.com and see what Volk said.
Nice plug in, Josh.
Yeah, I wrote about it yesterday. I wrote a piece on it, so I really encourage people to go look at that. But,
you know why this is good though?
Why? Why is it good?
Because, Volk had, there was contenders, people coming up. But now that he'll be out of the picture for a little bit, it gives a lot of opportunities for guys who want to get to the title now, like guys like Arnold Allen, Bryce Mitchell, Musavari Valaev, other Giga potentially, maybe he could, Calvin Cater. There's a lot of Siddiquis. I'm not gonna lie to you, that reminds me of, don't forget guys, there's guys out there like below Muhammad. I don't know why.
That was Bilal who had just like gotten annihilated. He was getting annihilated by Leon Edwards until like an eye poke. Yeah, that was really funny. But yeah, I mean, hey, Sadiq Yusuf's not too far behind. I mean, he's really not. So
he just got scheduled to fight. Oh man,
Giga, right?
Yes.
So there you go, man. But
no, but yeah. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing that he'll kind of be out for a bit, and plus that, I wonder if Volk will go to 155 first in his return or 145.
Yeah, I mean that's up in the air. I'm assuming that it's probably going to be 155.
Dang.
That's what it, cause like I said, on bjapan.com if you want to go and see what he said. It's most likely that's what he's targeting. And he brought up a really good point. He's like, Yair and Josh Emmett, they're both on really, really good runs right now, but neither one of them have a point where they're screaming like, oh yeah, they need this title shot. They deserve this title shot. They both kind of are close, but they're not really there. So this win gives Volk somebody to fight whenever he's finally back at, 145. So I think it makes all the sense in the world. This is like the rare interim title that like really does make a lot of sense. Volk's out due to injury and he's looking for a move to lightweight. There's no number one contender that's clear. And I don't have a problem with interim titles anyway because it just means that the fighters get paid more. So it's fine with me,
Yep, and it's the one rare occasion where it kind of helps the division, I think.
Yeah, it helps the division a lot because right now it's honestly a massive lull. I mean, honestly. I mean, you have Holloway who's lost 3 times, 2 guys at the top who are good contenders, but they're both coming off. I mean, Yair's won 1 fight in a row, and it was due to like a controversial stop. Not really controversial, but it was due to like a weird stoppage. So it's definitely, it's kind of really, really, it's a weird position. So, I am ultimately cool with this happening. If Volk because normally champions bitch about interim titles. He's like, no, I don't really care. So I think if he's cool with it, if he's cool with it, I think we should be cool with it. So There you go. Yeah, man, I think we've spent enough time on that, and I think we'll probably circle back around this discussion later on. But I think it is time to move on to the co-main event. And in the co-main event, Amanda Lemos defeats Michelle Waterson. Full credit to Michelle Waterson, actually. Actually, now going by Michelle Waterson Gomez. She's been married for like a decade, but she decided to make the switch for some reason. Don't know why. But, anyways, man. Yeah, I mean, I'll give Waterson props. I think she looked a lot better in this than I expected. She got a couple takedowns. She was looking good. But in that second round, Amanda Lemos, who's not normally, she's a heavy hitter, but she ends up putting on the guillotine. It was tight. There was no way she was getting out. She ends up getting the tap, and due to it was a tap that the referee missed, so it was a little bit of an anticlimactic ending. But give me your thoughts on her performance. And give me your thoughts on her win.
No, good victory. You kind of laid it out. I don't think I could lay it out any better. You gave a good explanation of what kind of happened, and yeah, like you said with the submission tap. I mean, we were confused at first. We're like, what the fuck? And, luckily, it was all respect between one of them. And, she's like, yeah, I did tap. And, it was all calm. And we didn't see the angle where the tap happened. We actually had to get a replay and we saw it and it was like, okay, she tapped. But for a second they were like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were kind of worried. We thought some shit had gone down, but no, everything was fine. But it was a little sad though. I can't deny with you. Something kind of in me was like, damn, that's, not expect that. And, a submission 2 out of Amanda Lima was, I didn't expect to finish like that, but good for her. Obviously a different look and, it must be good getting a win over someone like Michelle Waterson, especially like that. But it's no surprise for me. I think she moves up just 1 up the rankings, so good for Amanda Lima's making her way back up because she definitely got pushed pretty quick in that Andrade fight.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully she keeps learning.
Yeah, I'm sure she will. I mean, I think she looked, I thought she looked really good here, man. And I think she still has a lot of potential because the Andrade fight, she got caught in a really kind of odd, tricky submission and, and I think maybe she got pushed a bit too soon too. Like she's a bit, older, but she also doesn't have a whole lot of experience at the top level. So, yeah, I mean, solid win by her. I mean, her and Michelle Waterson, I think they used to be training partners. That's partially probably why Waterson was like, you know what? Yeah, I did tap. Like she didn't try any fake tap bullshit, which we've seen on
chill, son.
I don't know what you mean. He thought it ended the round. That's kind of like the biggest issue. He thought it ended the round. I don't think he did it like fake tap,
Hit her with the Brazilian tap,
Yeah, I mean, we have seen that on many occasions. But Michelle Waterson, class act. I mean, she gave it up, didn't even bother making any excuses. She just went in and let it happen. So, yeah, I mean, props to Michelle Waterson for admitting it. And overall, just a great win by Amanda Lima. As far as the rest of the card goes, man, give me some fights you want to go ahead and talk about.
I mean, I think we're going to have a deep dive into this one, Josh, because it ended up having a lot of great fights and it being a really fun night. Let's go one down, Josh. I actually didn't think the Leech was going to win this. I'm not going to lie to you. But he did it, man. He got the sick finish over Muslim Salikov, dude. Apparently they had trained before, which I had no idea. Apparently Salikov competed in I don't know what exact sport it was over there in China and won a title, and I guess he was a big thing out there. Oh, it says here, Sun Shu. I just found it on Tapology. It was very I didn't know what it was, but they were talking about it, and apparently he's a known guy out there, and that's pretty cool. So. And for the Leech, apparently it was I didn't realize how emotional and how important it was for him to get that very specifically over Salikov. So that was very interesting to see.
Yeah, the Leech, man. What I say last week, arguably the most entertaining guy in the UFC. Never in a boring fight. This one not boring as well. I mean, just I love the kid, man. I mean, he's just always going out there putting on bangers. And yeah, I mean, I'll admit it too. I was actually kind of thinking like, damn. It's going to be a rough matchup for him. Goes out there and just murks him, man. Huge
By the way,
right hand.
For being 38 years old, bro, he can get that leg up there, bro.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
Shit. He has some mean kicks, dude. That heel kick is nothing to be reckoned with. His kick, all his kicking attacks, man, that he has, dude, it's like a video game character, dude. It's pretty impressive. Like, I was like, that's pretty sick. That's some of the most impressive kicks I've seen in my time watching the sport. So, I mean, credit to him for having that ability.
Yeah, I mean, dude's a savage. So, yeah, full props to him. But yeah, the Leech, that was a great win, man. Full props to him. What are some of the other fights we're going to talk to on this one? We're going to do the deep dive today.
One down, Josh. One of the most impressive come from behind performances I've seen in my whole life, man. It ended in a bloody murder, Josh. Matt Snow versus Sue Mahajir. Dude, holy shit, Josh. I thought this man was out on his feet about 8 times in that fight in the second round. But he just stuck in it. And I thought the fight was going to get stopped, but it didn't. Shout out to the ref for letting it go. I mean, it's one of the most impressive come behind performances I've seen, Josh. I can't reiterate or explain it enough. It was just so amazing. I can't get over it. It's one of the best performances of the year. I think it might be performance of the year. It was because he came back or come back. I don't know what you want to name. It needs some sort of award, praise. I mean, that shit should be in the Hall of Fame. Like, it was beautiful.
It genuinely might make the Hall of Fame in 5 or 6 years. I mean, this was just insane. Just back and forth in the first round. But then in the second round, Sumatajiri just starts going off. I mean, this kid hits fucking hard, man. I mean, we knew that going in, and he cracked him multiple times. Huge shots. It looked like it was going to be all over. And then Matt Schnell, like a fucking champion, comes back and just brutalizes him, gets a technical submission, chokes him out cold. I thought he was dead. I gotta be honest.
Dude, with the blood on his face, it looked like he had killed him, dude.
It looks like, and then in poor Sumatajiri, he went out like a warrior. He wasn't tapping. He was going out cold, man. And yeah, I mean, I literally thought, I was like, holy shit, he might have just killed him. Like that's how it looked. Like he looked like he fucking killed him. Thankfully he didn't. But you can even tell, like, the broadcast is kind of concerned because they stopped showing Sumatajiri. They were just showing Matt Schnell the entire time. Like, they did not bother showing the aftermath, you know?
He ended up having an injury, though, I believe, afterwards that was disclosed. I'm not sure what it was off the top of my head.
Or something?
Yeah, very heartbreaking, too.
Yeah, so, I mean, look.
Not the most heartbreaking moment of the night. We'll get to that one later.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, Sumatajiri will be back, but damn, just what a performance, what a comeback by Matt Schnell, man. Super, super impressive. And yeah, let's just go another one down. Let's just go one more down. Shane Burgos, Charles Jourdain. I really just gotta ask this one, man. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do you agree with the decision?
Yes. I don't think there's any controversy.
You don't think there's any controversy?
No. I do. I will say this though. I don't think the 28 score was uncalled for. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Kind of.
Was it 2028 or 29?
Yeah, so, guys, if you didn't have decision, not advanced decision, majority decision, 29-28, 29-28, 28-28. My issue with that scorecard, if I remember correctly, I'm trying to pull up MMA decisions so I can get a look at the card. If I remember correctly, it was like round 2. The reason why it was like a really fucked up card because then they gave rounds 1 and 3 to Jourdain, and then 2 was a 10-8 for Burgos.
Wait, that's where the 10-8 came?
I believe so, yeah.
What? I thought the 10-8 went for what's his name for Jourdain in the moment.
In the round 3, yeah, you know that you'd assume so because that makes sense. But no, apparently not. Apparently that's not where that came from. I'm trying to pull up the exact card, but.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a crazy issue with the decision. I thought if you could have leaned it for Burgos more than you could for Jourdain, but I think the draw didn't make an extreme amount of sense though. Like I would have been very fine
that's how
with
that card came. 10-9 Jourdain, and then a 10-8 for Burgos in round 2, and then 10-9 for Jourdain in round 3.
That's so whack. That
is super bizarre.
But yeah, no, I think the draw made a lot of sense because it was kind of like a happy place for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a weird way.
Yeah. I don't know. I
don't think it's super controversial.
It wasn't I don't know, man. I gotta be honest. I gave it to Jourdain. I gave rounds 1 and 3 to Jourdain. I thought round 3 bordered on a 10-8.
Yeah, I will say that I wasn't like 100% sure with the 10-8, but I like the 10-8 just for the sake of like. I don't know. There's fights from like okay, because of the performances, I wouldn't have a big issue with it, but I don't know. I don't know exactly how I'm trying to word it, but either I wouldn't have been mad with either one of those two. I just don't think Jourdain clearly won the fight.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was. I'm not gonna call it.
You're gonna die on the sword for it, Josh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna die on the sword for this one. I mean, that's just how I saw it, honestly. I mean, look, it was alright though. I thought it was still a really, really good fight. I don't think it lived up necessarily to the hype that I was kind of expecting.
I mean, that third round was pretty high for Charles Jourdain. I mean, it lived up to his hype for that one round.
It lived up to his hype, but Shane Burgos came out here. I did not expect Shane Burgos to come out here and flip the script and start going for takedowns.
You know something though? He looked really big.
Oh, yeah, dude. I feel like Jourdain...
Did you notice that?
I did, but also I feel like Jourdain's small for 145. I have no proof to back this up, but I feel like he's a smaller guy a lot of the time.
I mean, that could have been a thing, too. And I'm actually going to bring up that weight thing later on with another fight. But, yeah, you're not wrong. That could also be a thing. But, yeah, Burgos looked fucking big, dude. I was like, I don't know. I'm going to have to rewatch that Moicano fight just to give a size comparison. But I feel like he looked a lot smaller in that fight compared to this fight because he looked thick. Yeah,
he might have gotten bigger, honestly, like added more weight. But, Yeah, man. I mean, hey, look, solid win for him. I'm happy for Chamburgos. I'm a big fan of his, and we'll see Charles Jourdain back. This is not the last time we've seen him. I mean, he's still very young. I mean, that's the thing. He's 26 years old, so he'll be all right.
And you know, he's going to get a nice little bit of treatment for obviously being very entertaining.
Oh, dude, I hope so. I mean,
he's 26.
It is UFC, so you never know. I mean, maybe they'll throw him an additional 10K, you know.
Oh, who knows? We'll see.
But anyways, man. And then we'll just go one down again. Lauren Murphy defeating Misha Tate. This one wasn't even close.
Yeah.
She put a beating on her.
Hey, man, but Misha Tate stuck in it, dude. She was tough.
She did, and, you know, she had some moments in there, but this is... I did kind of wonder if this was like a fight where I'm like, man, if Misha's looking to just get a title shot, I don't know if this is the right matchup for her, man. Because Lauren Murphy's tough as hell. She's super strong for the weight class. Mm-hmm. She's not there. Look, we saw in that Shevchenko fight that when it comes to like a fighter like Shevchenko, where you're like, she's good in all attributes, she's really, really good at striking. Lauren Murphy's not like a striker by trade, but especially moments like in the clinch, in wrestling situations, she's strong as hell, bro. I don't know what Misha Tate thought was going to happen, but yeah, it was a rough matchup for us.
But see, this is what I was going to bring up. I feel like Misha came in a little too small, though. You know what I mean? I don't know if she removed. You know, and at the same time, obviously, build and stuff like that makes a difference. But it was her first weight cut, dude, and she might have got rid of a little too much muscle, you know, whatever it may have been. But I saw Misha, and I was like, she looks a little too, you know, looks like a little too skinny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, she didn't look big for the weight class. If anything, if you would have told me that like one of these fighters is coming down from 135, I would have assumed it was Lauren Murphy.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you.
I didn't know the backstory.
Because Misha looked a little small in there, dude. Not like crazy small, but to me, I thought she looked a little small.
I also thought she looked a bit small.
I mean, you saw a lot on her legs and her back. You know, like I could just tell, like she wasn't as full as she could be. I think she maybe tried to do a little too much. I don't know. But
this is also look. This is her first time cutting down to 125.
That's what I'm saying too. So I wonder if she's gonna be like, maybe I got a little bit of too much. Maybe I can keep on a little bit more. You know, whatever it may be, because. I mean, Lauren Murphy looked big in there compared to her. You know, you don't say that a lot for a lot of female fighters either. You know what I mean? That's not really a thing you'd be saying for female fighters. Like, oh, dang, this female fighter looked a lot bigger than this chick or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I expect her to do better, honestly, like to look better in terms of, if she fights at 125 again, I think she'll be a lot better, especially with her cut. Because, like, first time, dude. So I'm not really, I think she'll be alright. So, yeah, man. I think she'll be okay, but.
Yeah, I mean, they really launched her in here, though. Yeah. They really tried to push her. I feel like they should have gave her someone more of the middle pack, like a Jennifer Maya, you know what I mean? Andrew Lee.
I would have loved to have seen some grappling exchanges with Jennifer Maya, but...
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they should have gave her more of a middle of the pack. That way she could have built up, but they were like, nah, fuck that.
Guess so, man. I mean, them's the breaks, you know? That's a tough matchup for him, man. It's a really tough match. We'll see where they go from here. I mean, the Lauren Murphy, dude. I said it on Twitter, because, like, I know that Lauren Murphy was like a pretty big dog going into this fight too. Like, I don't know exact betting odds, but I know she was an underdog. And I was like, dude, how many fights is this fucking girl gonna have to win before people realize she's good? You know? And apparently she was really sick during the Shevchenko fight.
She had C. diff.
Yeah. Which I don't know a whole lot about, but I know it's like an infection.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, look, dude, she's very good. And I don't know how long it's gonna take you to realize she's very, very good. But she's very, very good. Like, there's even whenever she got her title shot, she was like, she had to win 6 fights in a row? Like, I don't.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
She's coming back for that belt though, Josh. Valentina Shevchenko, you better watch out.
I think her and Chukagian are just they're just gonna keep on fucking winning fights until they're, you know what I mean? Like, they're just gonna be forced. Like, they're just gonna have to get in that position. Like, they're just gonna win until they're gonna have to force UFC to get in that title shot.
Right.
They're not going to stop winning fights. So, we'll see what happens, though. As far as the prelims go, man, you just want to go one down?
Yeah, dude, it was that good of a card, man.
Soriano. Dolce. I still don't know how to pronounce this kid's name. You want to go for it, Angel? Lamgublia? Maybe?
Lumengalia.
Yeah,
I already fucked up.
Yeah, we pronounced his name wrong, and he got put out cold. So yeah, rough night at the office for
him. It was
a
beautiful overhand left to an uppercut, though.
Yeah. Well, I said rough night at the office. Rough afternoon at the office. As much
that
as
might
I
be
love,
even worse. No, I'm just kidding.
As much as I love morning cards, dude, it's like, fuck, man. I mean, this guy got knocked out at like noon. Like, it's just,
and then he has to go the rest of his day knowing that it happened, right?
Yeah, I mean, imagine getting knocked out at noon. You have to go do the rest of your day. Like, that fucking sucks, dude.
With a headache, dude, you know?
Yeah, like.
You don't even, it's not like you got knocked out at like 9 at night. You're like, oh, shit, at least I get to go home and sleep.
Exactly. Now you gotta walk around, your fucking team probably wants to go visit New York, you know? You have to go look at fucking Lady Liberty with a headache, you know?
Not even that, dude. They're gonna leave you behind and you just gotta, you gotta chill and feel like shit.
Exactly. Like, you're in New York for the first time, so you want to go visit around, but if you go outside, you have a fucking concussion, you know? You can't go out and see bright lights, you know? Like, what a terrible time to get knocked out, but, that's like some high school shit, dude. Like, dudes getting knocked out of the bathroom at 9 a.m. Like, you guys, like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, anyways, great performance by him. Great performance by Soriano. But you know what's an even better performance of that? Ricky Simone, dude.
I didn't think it was going to be, not this easy, but I didn't think he'd do it like this.
Yeah, I mean, it was easy as hell. I mean, he takes Jack Shore's O, dude. And he did it in easy fashion, submission, arm triangle, choke in the second round. Ricky Simone, dude, I think because he came to the UFC so young. I mean, it's been like, 4 years since he lost to Faber?
Yep.
And he's only 29 now, so he was like a 25-year-old kid when he was fighting Uriah Faber, like, on ESPN. That's crazy to think about, but this kid's only getting better, dude. I mean, you saw it in that, even in him beating Assunção. A lot of people kind of overlooked it because, like, Assunção's had a couple losses, but, like...
Assunção's so fucking good, though.
He's good, and also, like, Simone murked him. Like, it wasn't even close for a single second. So, yeah, man, I mean, give me your thoughts on Ricky Simone, because this is a kid that, like, I'm super high on. He called out Sean O'Malley, and I don't know if they'll make that fight next, but I'll be damned if I don't want to see it.
I mean, that's, he wants to shut him up, and, I mean, he's below him now in the rankings. I mean, if he wants to take that risk, he can. I mean, Song Yadong is booked. Pedro Munoz is out. Dom Cruz is looking for a fight. I think Rob Font is the only available guy above him at this point. So I guess if he wants to call out guys below him, feel free, my guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we'll see what happens with O'Malley. O'Malley teased that he might fight Petr Yan next, which...
Fucked it, apparently.
That's... I would not do that if I were him. Petr Yan's going to come back for a fucking vengeance, dude. So...
Who knows who that's going to be against, though?
Yeah, I think it'd be an interesting fight, though. But if you're just going straight to the top, that'd be interesting. But anyways, man, moving on down the card.
With that, though, Josh, before you move on, Umar moved into the rankings after that.
Say that again?
Umar moved up into the rankings after that.
Really?
Yeah, he's 14 now.
That's interesting.
Because Ricky Simone went up 2, moved a bunch of people down, and Umar's number 14, now Jack Shore at 15, which is crazy that Jack Shore has the record he has, and he's ranked number 15 in the division.
Yeah, I feel so bad for Jack Shore. Like, obviously, it was a great win for Ricky Simone, and I'm a big Ricky Simone guy, so I'm happy for him. But at the same time, like, man, Jack Shore never got the push whatsoever. And,
he's 27, though. He has a long time.
No, he does, but damn, the kid got no promotion, got his O taken. He's fighting on the prelims, man. I mean, I don't know. It's unfortunate, but yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, man, one down. Bill Algio defeating Herbert Burns.
This was really sad.
This was sad. Yeah.
Do we know what happened?
Do I know what happened?
Do we know what happened as far as, like, if there was an injury?
I'm assuming he fucked up something in his leg. We don't know for sure, though. I don't think so.
You saw the picture of Gilbert carrying him out? Like,
yeah. That was depressing.
People were clowning him for it, dude, but I was like, y'all need to understand, like, this is a little bit more different than, like, you know what I mean? It's not just that simple, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I did not like, and I saw some people clowning on it, and I thought that was so fucking stupid. Like, you guys don't.
I was like, I'd love to see any of you guys in this situation and see how you guys are dealing with it.
Well, they're all. I mean, anybody who this is what it generally comes like. For example, I generally think any person who clowns on a fighter for like anything relating to that, I think they're just a fucking.
I was just really confused during the fight more than anything. I'm like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Is he okay? You know, like I didn't know what was going on. And then I realized, oh fuck, he got hurt. And then, you know, shout out to Gilbert for being a good brother. I don't know if he's the older or younger brother, but whatever it may be.
I think he's the older brother. I'm like 99% sure.
If he is, I mean, shout out to him for being a good brother and, you know, obviously looking out for his mans. But damn, dude, that shit was sad to watch. I mean, you hate to see it, dude. You actually hate to see it because it looked like he quit, but it's not like he wanted to quit. You know what I mean?
No. He didn't want to quit at all. I mean, he couldn't, but he couldn't even get to his feet. I mean.
Yeah, no, it was very sad to see the fight end the way it did, and then for him to be made fun of, and the way that people were expressing it was like I don't know.
It just didn't sit well with it.
It was a whole new level of disrespect because I thought it was very endearing that his brother decided to carry him out. You know, be like, "Fuck the stretcher, dude! Like, let's go." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and then people were clowning on it, and I just MMA fans is something else, man. Because I think like.
I was like, dude, some people wish they had that kind of relationship with their family like that, dude. Like, let alone, you know, just that.
Well, just like clowning on a fighter for like losing a fight in general is like the worst thing. Like, I think we're like becoming like the fucking. You were like the NBA fan base is like probably the worst fan base like that I follow. You know what I mean? Of a sport that I follow. We're getting like there.
I'm trying to think. I don't know, dude. I feel like all combat's pretty toxic.
To an extent, but it's like now I feel like we're starting to get even worse.
I mean, the NBA people they turned their backs really quick. I'll say that. Where I feel like MMA/boxing fans, they either love you or hate you, depending. I mean, I think it's just like the real casual fan bases that really. I feel like, well, fuck, this is actually a better question. What sport has the worst casual fan base? And what sport has the best? You know, like non-casual. You know, like Die Hard. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I have no clue.
It's a good question, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I just like it's like for example, and
it's fighting, dude. It's fighting. I hate when retards speak. Fuck, god damn it. Hate when dumb people talk about fighting. I'm sorry, anybody who got offended by that.
It's all right.
I'm just really triggered, Josh. I'll express it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's frustrating. It's like, for example, like I can't stand it when people shit talk fighters for losing a fight, or they act like they're not tough, or they're scared, or it's like you know what really grinded my gears when I saw the fucking Nelk boys like backstage talking shit to Henry Cejudo, like Henry Cejudo, like Henry, you're a pussy, like blah blah blah. Like
I know that wasn't serious though. I did see that clip.
Yeah, come on, dude. If it was Henry Cejudo versus like all the Nelk boys out in the forest and they're fighting to the death.
One by one.
That 5'4" manlet's coming back home. Like that's just the way that's the way it goes. I mean, I just can't take anybody talking.
Well, dude, as someone who like obviously practices sport, and obviously I didn't get to compete at a high level or any really like good level to begin with. I just have I have a deep appreciation for anybody who competes in combat to the greatest extent, because I know the level of effort it takes to an extent. Obviously, I'll never know the level it takes at that kind of level. But I understand, like...
You've trained before.
I understand the feeling of, like, feeling like shit, losing, you know, and it just being you, because there's nothing like... There's no competition or sport. There is, like, wrestling and shit, where it's just you. If you lose, it's on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nothing like it. In basketball, you got a teammate. Maybe someone fucked up a pass, fucked up a play call. In football, how many motherfuckers on a football roster, Josh?
53.
53 fucks you can blame on, dude. You know what I mean? And you might not even be necessarily one person, but at least you have
coaching staff and, you know.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and in soccer, you know, 11 man, you know what I mean? You can blame it on, you know, that's not including the reserve and the bench. You know what I mean? Like, there is nothing like fighting, like losing a fight that is the most mentally emotional draining shit in the world. And then let alone having a fight camp and then having to win your fight in MMA to make your win and show pay. Like, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. It's one of those things, like, I think anybody that, like,
you know what I just thought about? Real quick before you go. I was like, dude, sometimes I'm like, I get why these fighters get pissed at some of these, some of the people in the media. And they're like, I wish some of these fucks could fight, dude. I'm like, dude, sometimes I wish people would make some of these fans fight. I was like, dude, I love to see someone train for this amount of time and then go fight. And then fight a fucking good fighter. With the game plan they have, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. I'd like to see, like, I generally think anybody talks shit on these fighters. I'm not even saying to have a fight. I just want you to go train, like, jiu-jitsu or kickboxing for, like, just, like, a couple of months. Just do it. Cause, like, you're gonna get your ass kicked by, like, everybody.
That's one of the big things you do when you first start, competing, anything like that. You get your ass handed to you, and that's one of the reasons I haven't gone and done jiu-jitsu, Josh, cause I'm like, damn, I know I'm gonna get my ass handed to me every day, but that's part of the process.
Yeah, I mean, it's an extremely humbling experience, you know? Like,
yes. And I'm aware of it. I know what will happen when I eventually go. But I was like, I need to embrace the suck. I know I'm gonna get my ass kicked, and I just need to accept it.
I'm not like, some guys are gonna, like, take this, like, if you go, for example, if anybody's listening to this and you're, like, thinking about going and you go and you just get, like, your ass kicked at, like, kickboxing or something, that's, like, different. Like, there's some guys who are, like, assholes who are gonna take it out on you.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not even referring to those people. I just mean, like, in general, like, you're gonna, dude, like, a girl's gonna fuck you up. Like, that's just how it goes, dude. Like,
a blue belt and she's 5'2" and weighs like 125 is gonna choke you out.
She's gonna fuck you up, and that's just how that's what you're gonna have to deal with, you know. But like these MMA fans, they don't, because everybody knows what it's like to go out and like throw a football or like play basketball, and they can like compartmentalize in their head like, oh, I would have made that shot or whatever, you know. But it's like they don't know what it's like to like not every.
Yeah, but I love to see you land a combination on Floyd Mayweather, dude. I love to see you eat a shot from Francis Ngannou. I love to see you take a Renato Moicano leg kick more than one time.
And that's one of those things, man. Like I've never had like an MMA fight before, but like I treat these people with respect because they're doing shit that I know that I can't do. Like I've done forms of I grew up doing karate. I've done some kickboxing. Like, I know that I'd get my ass kicked by every single member of the UFC roster. Like I have like an appreciation for that, you know. Like even though it's not like at the top level, but even then, like the limited form that I've done, I'm like, this shit is hard, man. Like
it almost makes you wonder, like, there's like, how is it at the top level? You know what I mean? That's why you appreciate this.
Well, that's why I want to grapple Khabib. You just want
to know how it feels to feel like shit.
I just want to know what it's like, you know, because like I can get tooled by some like blue belt, but like this is like just to know what the difference is. You know what I mean? Like
I would just want to feel real pain.
It would be crazy, but yeah, I don't know. It's just something interesting. But anyways, man, I think it's about time we moved on because we've strayed so far away from the original conversation. It's just, Dustin Jacoby knocked out John Jung. Is Dustin Jacoby like the most slept on man at 205?
John Jung. Isn't he in their rankings?
Yeah.
Number 14. Let's get it, King.
He's number 14, and he's on a, let me count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's on a 9-fight unbeaten streak, and he's only ranked 14.
I feel like they're gonna give him a decent like ranked opponent though.
I don't think so. I
think they will. I think he will just because he's capable of finishing fights. He speaks English and he's American. Not saying that in any like kind of like like demeaning way to the rest of the division, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know though. I mean,
I think they will. I think he'll push for it, and if his management's good, they'll get him a good fight and a good opponent in a good spot, potentially like on a main card or something. Like he will.
Mm-hmm.
He's deserving of it. There's just no way, and especially at 205, I think they have to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I agree they should. I just don't know if they will. And
I think they will. You need to have a little bit of faith. Yeah. Hey man, we hype up people, bro. King shit only, Josh.
I know. I like hyping him up too because he's a good dude, you know. And I hope to see him get a good fight next. But Dustin Silva defeated Dwight Grant. Not a whole lot of thoughts on that one personally, but I got to give it up for
that was a fun little performance though.
No, it was a nice fight. It was a solid performance for him, you know. Dustin Stoltz is one of those guys who he needed a win like this badly. He lost 3 in a row.
But, I mean, you see the opponents, though, Josh, so, like, holy fuck.
Yeah. I mean, Gerald Misha, Rodolfo Veda, and Kyle Dawkins, so 3 killers. So they still needed this win to stay in the UFC, I'm pretty sure, so.
Oh, 100%, 100%. You're not wrong about that, but damn, those were some hard-ass fights.
Yeah, true. Regardless, though, great performance by him. And lastly, repping the 405, Emily Ducote. I pumped her up last week. I've pumped her up for a long time. I mean, I remember watching her back in Bellator in like 2016, thinking like, damn, this girl's got some talent, man. She was so young then. She's only 28 now, and like goes out there and puts a beating on Jessica Penne, like just battered her. So great performance. She's already ranked at 115, so you love to see it, man. So couldn't be happier for her. What are your thoughts on her performance?
Like we're talking a little bit in the green room, man. It was impressive, and yeah, I've been talking to her about her for a while, and we got to see it. Battered that leg up, man. That was, I mean, leg kicks are the shit, bro. Check them kicks.
Yeah. She was like a Diaz brother out there, dude. Like she was not checking any kicks, 0 fucks given. Just been a game as hell, but just a rough night at the office for her. So, I keep on saying night. This fight took place at like 10 a.m.
It was a rough afternoon.
Terrible. Not even afternoon. This is the first fight in the card. They're fighting at like 10:15 a.m. Dude. Like,
it was a rough morning.
Yeah, terrible morning. But yeah, I mean, that's all we got for UFC Long Island. UFC London, though, coming up this Saturday at the O2 Arena in London, England. Fucking great card, Angel. I'm pumped for this one, bro. Let's go, champ. Main event. Curtis Razor Blades coming off of annihilation of Chris Dawkins. Earlier this year, knocked him out. He's won something like 7 of his last 8 fights. He does have a loss to Derek Lewis in there. But outside of that, he's just looked dominant. He's taking on Tom Aspinall, who, for lack of a better term, he's kind of like the new toy in the heavyweight division. Every once in a while, you get like a new prospect rising up, and they just look phenomenal. And he's cleared prospect status, man. If there were any questions about that kid after he dominated Volkov, it's gone. This kid's the real deal. He's 29 years young, and he looks like he'd be fighting for the UFC title sooner rather than later. Winner here is in an opportune time. Like, the heavyweight division is in a really bad position right now. Ngannou's out, Stipe's out, John Jones never probably going to fight again, and they just need somebody to rise up, you know. And the winner of this is in a great position, man. What do you think about this fight? Who do you got?
Man, I kind of wanted you to go first, not going to lie.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Please.
I'll go, yeah, easy, dude. Not easy, necessarily. But I'm big on Curtis Blades Twitter, hashtag Curtis Blades Twitter. I'm leading the charge over there. Razor Blades. Yeah, this kid's, look, man, because the division is the way that it is, because he has 2 losses to Ngannou, and because he has that loss to Derek Lewis, which got turned into a meme, you know, people just really sleep on this guy.
Oh, the thumbs up. I forgot.
Yeah.
He's okay.
People just sleep on this guy, man. Like, they really, really do. And I don't know, you know, some people might point it to like, oh, he's had a couple fights that are not super, you know, entertaining, I guess. But look, man, he's so good. And I think when it comes to this fight, if there's one thing we have not seen Tom Aspinall tested in, and I think actually has pretty good offensive wrestling with defensive wrestling. Curtis Blades is an incredible wrestler. Really, nobody's been, with the exception of Ngannou, has been able to stop him to this point. So we're going to find out a lot about Tom Aspinall. As of now, I am going to pick Curtis Blades, dude. I think like he's improving his striking a lot. He's still only 31 years old. And I think it's his time, dude. I really do think it's his time. It is, right now, this division is in such a bad place, and a big win here can get him right there, dude. So I think it's his time, man. I'm going to go ahead and take him.
Oh man, Josh, I was really conflicted on this one. Originally, I was going to pick Curtis Blades, look, and we both picked against Aspinall last time. We thought Volkov was going to come out here, do some work with his experience. Didn't end up being the case. I think for Aspinall, and he mentioned this recently, I was listening to a podcast, he was like, you know, he's like, the only thing I'm lacking right now is experience compared to a lot of these guys, but he's like, look, there's not a lot of shit on me out there right now. He's like, I'm finishing fights in a variety of ways, different techniques. I'm showing that I'm well-rounded. He's like, I really haven't put in that much time in the octagon as far as like my actual fight time. I've been ending it. And, look, originally I was going to pick Blades. I'm going to pick Aspinall, man. I feel bad for picking against him last time. I was like, I think Volkov's going to do it. I think he's just going to give him too much trouble. But, I don't know. I have a weird feeling that Aspinall's going to do some shit, cement himself as one of the big top names in this division after this win, and potentially be getting himself in some title talks, potentially, fighting the winner of Tuivasa versus, Sorogat, potentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, I could see Aspinall winning this one, absolutely. It's just right now we have not seen his wrestling tested, and I think I'm just really high on Curtis Blades. I have been for a long time, and
I don't disagree with you. I don't think there's a super clear choice just because one guy has a lot of questions and a very high ceiling, and the other guy is very clearly super talented and just has been caught twice by two of the heaviest hitters in the whole division. The two deadliest guys in the division when it comes to that aspect of the game. So, I mean, it's not like, I just don't think there's a bad choice right now. I think after the fact, we'll learn a lot. We'll get a lot of questions answered, and be a lot of. I think it's a lot more Tom Aspinall than Curtis Blades right now, if I'm being honest with you.
Mm-hmm. For sure, man. And look, man, while we're talking about the main event's super compelling. I think the co-main event's just as compelling, despite the fact that it is a short notice fight. Jack Hermansson. Right there at middleweight, ranked number 8, still trying to get to that title fight against Israel Adesanya. It feels like for like the last 3 years, it's like he's right there, but he just can't get over the hump, Lost to Cannonier, and if he would have beat Cannonier, would have got a title shot. Lost to Vettori, where if he would have beat Vettori, would have got a title shot. And then lost to Strickland, where if he beat Strickland, he would have probably faced Alex Pereira with the chance of getting a title shot. So he's right there, man. And he's taking on Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis, who, yes, just fought like 3 weeks ago against Rodolfo Vieira, and he beat him. He's won 3 fights in a row in the UFC, somehow is not ranked. But here he is with a chance to break not only into the rankings, break into the top 10. I like this fight a lot, man. What do you think?
I love it, man. I love it for Chris Curtis. He has to be one of the best stories in MMA right now, man. I bring it up each time he fights. I mean, he's been so active since coming into the UFC last year, and he's killing it. It's just amazing, and I think the one good thing for him is that he doesn't have a lot of footage on him just as well. He does have he obviously had a decision in his last fight. He showed how good his takedown defense was on that against Rodolfo Vieira. And, man, Josh, if I'm him, that makes it 9. I get on that mic and I call out Alex Pereira, Josh. If he wins, Josh, I know that's a bit out there. Obviously, be his first ranked opponent being beat, but I'd be like, hey man, how many ranked opponents have you guys beat? How many ranked opponents have I just beat? I'm on a 9-fight win streak. You're on a what fight win streak? Let's get it. You know what I mean? I'm just putting it out there in the universe, Josh. I think Chris Curtis should do that if he is to win.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the thing is about Chris Curtis is like he just. For some reason, the UFC showed him, I don't want to say disrespect, because rankings are technically made up by the media. There are selected media members. I don't fucking know any of them. I don't know who any of these people are. Like, for some reason, there are certain media members who get this opportunity, and to rank. So it's not really UFC giving disrespect, but man, I feel like this kid, man, the people he's beaten and the fashion that he's beating him, the fact that he's not ranked, he's going to need something big in order to get that chance. And I think what you just said, him calling out Pehe, even if it won't result in the fight, which probably won't, go for it.
I hope he does it, man. I hope he fights for it, man, because this is what he's been doing. He's been fighting too long. He's here right now. He's on this fat win streak, man. And if he wins, because obviously we don't know yet, if he beats Jack Hermansson, which I think he can do, and I think he will do, he needs to call out Alex Pereira. He needs to call out him over Israel Adesanya, and he needs to demand that fight, man. He needs to sell himself greatly. I hope he does if he is to win.
So you are just to confirm, you're picking Chris Curtis. You think he wins?
I am picking Chris Curtis. I think Chris Curtis wins.
All right, nice, because so do I. I think if there's a fight that Chris Curtis is going to take on short notice, this was the one.
Yep.
He just fought Rodolfo Vieira, took pretty much no damage, and that entire fight, all he did was drill takedown defense. Now, what is he doing? He's fighting another grappler.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think this is the perfect time for him, the perfect fight for him to really step in on short notice, and I also think he gets to win. I think he does it in big fashion. I'm going to go and say I think he gets a knockout, just for the sake of throwing that out there.
Dude, he's gonna knock him down and then submit him, put him to sleep.
Ooh, that'd be sick. That'd be pretty cool. But I don't know about that. But we'll see what happens. I would not be surprised.
Josh, I'm putting 400 down on Chris Curtis via submission second round. Just you wait.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
man.
We'll see when I'm a millionaire.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anyways, this card's pretty awesome, man. Let's just go one down. Why not? Shall we?
I mean, we have to. I mean, he's the biggest guy in England right now, right? When it comes to
Paddy the Batty Pimblett. He's back. He's not only just back, but he's fighting our boy.
Jordan Levitt.
Yeah, winner of this might be ranked at lightweight, straight up. Because Jordan Levitt, he's not like your normal Paddy the Batty opponent. Jordan Levitt's really fucking good. This kid is 10-1. Like 4-1 in the UFC. He's had some incredible wins. That inverted triangle was dope. That Matt Wyman just annihilated him with a knockout.
That was evil, dude.
Yeah, that was just savagery. So yeah, I mean, give me thoughts on this matchup and how excited you are for it.
It's fun, man. Obviously on the ground, I think it's going to be a big question if they end up going down there. Who's going to be able to implement their jiu-jitsu game better? On the feet, I got to give it a little bit to Paddy, man, over Jordan. But Jordan got a little bit of hands, too. We haven't got to see, like, a super great amount of it because he's really awkward. And he's just, I mean, in general, like his personality, he's just kind of, it's all, not to say in a bad way, different. I was going to say weird, but different. Mm-hmm. But the same way, Paddy's the same way. Everything he does is just a little different, So yeah. I think this is going to be a fun matchup because I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. You know what I mean? I don't know if someone's going to go for, like, fucking flying triangle off the bat, if it's going to be a crazy stand-up war, how they're going to engage. It's going to be real interesting. And then just the difference of personalities and how they are, man, it's just a fun matchup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's a super fun matchup. And Jordan Levitt's already given his prediction. He said he's going to go out there, beat him, and then twerk on him. So
twerk in England, baby.
He's going to twerk on him and cause a riot. So, yeah, I hope so. That would be dope. So
I feel like no matter what, we're going to love it, though.
Yeah, I think no matter what, it's going to be a fun fight because, like, this is a rare fight where, like, Paddy Vada can crack, but he's a grappler by trade. And so is Jordan Levitt. But Jordan Levitt can also crack. He's not, You
wouldn't expect it, though.
No, he's not a striker by trade, but, like, super strong guy. So we'll see what happens, man. Very, very excited for that one. And we'll go another one down, dude. Alexander Gustafsson, like, the most low-key. This fight's so low-key. I mean, I haven't seen anybody talk about this one. Like, outside of us, literally. Like, nobody. He's back. His first time fighting in over 2 years, but more than that, this is his first time fighting in light heavyweight since June 1st, 2019, which is a loss to Anthony Smith. He's taking on Nikita Krylov. Rough stretch for him, man. Rough stretch. He lost to Paul Craig last time, also at UFC London. He lost to Magomed Ankalaev. He did beat Johnny Walker in between there, and then he also lost to Glover. I like this fight a lot. I think it will be a lot of fun. But yeah, man, tough fight for Gus to come back for, but I also think it makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, man. I'm really excited for this one. Are you excited for Gus to return?
I think I am, man. I'm curious to see what's still left in the tank, right? I think that's the big question. And once again, man, they're giving him one of those guys who's kind of more on the back end, like not middle of the pack, but damn near close to it. Like, this is a good fight for him to return to if they want to see if he's still at a high level.
Definitely. And we know that he's not prime Gus. We know that he's past his best years probably, but still probably have some fun stuff out there, man. I still think that he has some stuff left off of the game. I don't think, and his losses have been so weird too. I mean, he lost to Verdum in like seconds, and that was just a terrible matchup for him.
It was heavyweight,
especially up
too.
Heavyweight. Yeah, heavyweight. I don't know why he took that one. But he lost to Anthony Smith. That was a back and forth fight. He got submitted at round 4, and then he lost to Pico Graham John. So it's like, it's such a weird streak.
And before that, he beat the last 2 champs.
Yeah, so there you go.
That must feel, I wonder if that's what's giving him kind of the confidence to return.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, yeah, I mean, Gus, like you said, I mean, he beat Glover, and just, that might be like,
back.
Like, how we talk about, like, we've talked about this before, but like guys that are just like the greatest, like, on a single night fight, like Conor against Eddie, Max against Ortega, Gus versus Teixeira is really underrated in that discussion. Like he was given fight of the night for it. That should have been performance of the night. That fight wasn't even close for a single second. Like if it wasn't for Glover being one of the most durable fighters in MMA history, like that fight would have been over in round 1. Like he just could not miss. Like he was landing every single thing that he wanted to land. And prior to that, he beat Jan. So yeah, man. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But I am very excited for his return. As far as the rest of the card goes, man, I know there's a couple of fights on the main card that I'm sure you probably want to talk about, but which ones are you most looking forward to outside of the ones we've already discussed?
We gotta highlight the low key, but not so low key guy at 205, man. Paul Craig, Josh, against Volkan Ozdemir. I'm excited. I'm curious to see if Paul Craig's gonna keep on rolling, because I remember you told me he was thinking about retiring at this point in his career. And he's stringing them together, man. He's strung them together, and he's finishing fights and beats Volkan here, man. That's another one. That's a nice little win streak. We're getting into title talks, man. Another guy like right there, man. Like if you get this one, you're in there with the big boys: Thiago Santos, Anthony Smith, Magomed Ankalaev, Rakic, Blachowicz, Teixeira, all of them.
Yeah, he's a guy that he's gonna win. He's one of those guys like we talked about it earlier with funnily enough, we talked about it with Lauren Murphy, but I feel like Paul Craig is a similar guy. I don't think the UFC wants to give him a title shot, but he's gonna fucking win and force it. Like he's gonna win until he gets that title shot. I mean, he's on a crazy streak right now.
He's a funny guy, dude. He has a good personality.
The Bear Jew, yeah, that's a full. Yeah, he has a great personality, funny nickname, smart guy too. And he's fighting Volkan. I'm a big Volkan guy. I've talked about it before. That whenever he first came to the UFC, he was just knocking motherfuckers senseless. And a lot of the time, he was knocking them out with like weird shots where like it doesn't even look powerful, but next thing you know, it's like boom, dude's out cold. He's had a bit of a rough stretch since then, but he did get the title shot. He's had some nice moments. He's lost 2 in a row though, so I hope to see him get back on the right track here. As much as I love Paul Craig, I could see Volkan upsetting him here. But we'll see what happens. We skipped right over Meatball Molly. Molly McCann, she's back. That should be a fun one. Against Hannah Gold, your favorite fighter. I don't even know why I keep on saying I think it's funny, but yeah. Hannah Gold is coming off a good win though. She beat Emily Whitmire, submission. She broke her arm.
Oh fuck, it was that one. I remember.
Last September, yeah.
That's a while back now.
Yeah, it was a while back, but yeah, this should be a really fun fight. They both come to bang, so this should be pretty fun. Meatball Molly, man, I think at women's flyweight, I do think she can make a run. I don't think it's that far out of the question. Like she had a pretty good fight with Talia Santos, and we just saw what Talia Santos did. So, yeah, man, she's won 2 fights in a row, so we'll see what happens there. Moving down to the prelims, pretty stacked prelim card, man. Pretty stacked. Mason Jones is back.
Short notice, by the way.
Yeah, and last time out, he beat our boy David Onama. So, yeah, he's replacing Ignacio Bermudez. May probably pronounce his name wrong, but that's the kid who beat Rongju earlier this year with a Bravo choke. So, yeah, man. And he's gonna be fighting Luval Klein. That's a sick fight. Very excited for that one. Yeah, man. Mark Chikasi's also back. Mark Chikasi, an interesting guy. I always feel like he's one step away and then like he'll lose. But then again, he's still only 29, so who knows what will happen with him. But yeah, taking on Damir Hadzik, that should be a fun one. He's coming off a win over against Medeiros last July. They just keep on, dude. It's all bangers. We just keep on going. Nathaniel Wood taking on Charles Rosa. That's a banger right there. That should be really, really fun. Makwan Amirkhani is back against Jonathan Pierce. Jonathan Pierce on like a really low-key win streak. He's won 3 fights in a row.
Oh, shit. Right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and Makwan Amirkhani coming off of that almost depressing win over Mike Grundy. Like, not even almost. Extremely depressing win over Mike Grundy. Like, I didn't even feel good about that one. But it did happen, so.
Not even Makwan felt good afterwards, man.
Exactly. It was so depressing, but that's what happens, man.
The fight game for you.
It is. Most interesting fighter on the prelims, so Muhammad Makayev. Let's just go and call it what it
future champ, future potential youngest champ, man. Just saying.
Yeah, if everything goes the way it's looking right now, this kid's gonna be future champ. Undefeated, taking on Charles Johnson, who I believe is debuting. Have you seen Charles Johnson before?
I think he's actually debuting in the UFC. Yep. Debut fight. Before this, he fought in LFA at the start of this year against one Carlos Mota.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he was debuting. So yeah, tough debut, man. Really tough debut. But yeah, we'll see what he's got, man. You're gonna learn a lot about him here. Yeah, Muhammad Mokaev, that kid's the future. So really excited for him. But as far as the rest of the card goes, Jai Herbert, Kyle Nelson, neither one of these guys is gonna be fighting for a title, but it should be a pretty fun banger for however long it lasts. Victoria Leonardo taking on Mandy Baum. Yeah, I don't know why Victoria Leonardo's in the UFC. She's very, very likable, but I did not understand the call-up whatsoever. And she's been just annihilated in her 2 fights. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But opening up the card is the ancient Claudio Silva taking on Nicholas Dalby. That should be a really fun. Should be a really fun fight. Nicholas Dalby, he had that loss to Tim Means, but outside of that, man, super talented guy. Super, super talented. So yeah. Overall, dude, card, very, very sick. I'm very, very excited for this one. So yeah, and that one's gonna be going down, like I said, Saturday at the O2. So we'll see what happens, man.
Be there or be square.
Be there or be square. So yeah, it's gonna be a super fun card. But Angel, it's not the only MMA this weekend. In fact, we have not just UFC, we have a banger of a Bellator card, man. They're coming back with some fucking heat, my man. Friday night, from the Emerald Queen Casino and Hotel Arena in Tacoma, Washington, Douglas Lima, the former champion, back against Jason the ass-kicking machine Jackson. 5 rounds, number 3 in the division versus number 4. Winner of this, you gotta think, is gonna be near the top of the title conversation. What do you think about this one, man?
It's a fucking banger, like you said, man. At 170, I mean, it's one of the best fights you can make. Shout out Jason Jackson, man. He's strung them together. He's one of those guys that gets a lot of respect in his gym, and he's doing the damn thing, man. He's doing the damn thing. A lot of great wins. I mean, you look at it. I mean, he's beat the who's in Bellator, and he's fighting the big dog now, and this is the one, man. This is the one you got to get to, and to get to that title. And it's a tough one, man. I mean, you couldn't ask for a harder opponent to get to that title, right? I mean, this is as hard as it could get in Bellator at this point, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But as far as the matchup itself, I mean, it's a tall task to ask for, man, because, I mean, you look at the names that Lima's lost to, man, it's MVP, Yaroslav Amazov, and Gegard Mousasi. I mean, all of those are championship names. Even Rory McDonald, championship level name at maybe not championship, sadly, in his career, but right up there in Korshkov. Will Jason Jackson step up to the test? That is a big question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've been on the fence about this one. I've been going back and forth on it. I think he can do it, but at the same time, there's some doubts. Has Lima age? Has Lima not age? Is he going to come out here and looking good? I'm going to go Jason Jackson, Johnson. I think he's going to do it. I think the ass-kicking machine's going to get it done.
Mm. Yeah, and I'm on the same page, man. Douglas Lima, look, a lot of people will point to his strength of resume, and I get it. But it's one of those things where you got to dive into how those fights were more than just looking at the names, because he got dominated by both Mousasi and Amazov. And the Michael Page fight, it was a split decision. I thought that was a pretty clear win for Page. And it was also a fight where he just didn't do anything. In the previous 2 fights, he just didn't do anything, which for me is always the biggest sign of somebody who's a bit washed, a bit past their best. And yes, he's 34, but he's an old 34, man. This kid's been fighting in Bellator since 2010 or something. He's an old 34.
He's got miles, bro.
He's got some fucking miles. So I'm going to go and take Jason Jackson, man. He's on a nice win streak. And I think it's a done here, and I hope he gets that title shot, man. I really do. I think he's been winning a lot of fights for a long time. He's had some really nice performances. We'll see what happens. But as good as the main event is, I think the co-main event is just as good, honestly. Lightweights, winner of this gets a title shot. Sydney Outlaw, who's just supposed to main event this card against Patricky Pitbull. But you know what? He's game as fuck. And he's decided to take on Tafik Musafayev, who's just a killer, formerly of Verizon, I believe. Yeah, correct. Formerly of Verizon. And, yeah, man, I believe this is his Bellator debut. So.
Officially, yes.
Yeah, no bigger way to come in. And, this is a banger, man. Very, very excited for this one. What do you think about this fight?
Fucking banger, man. I'm excited to see Tufik, come into the promotion. I remember I was looking at him back, after his Pitbull win and kind of looking at his, kind of resume in Ryzen at the time, and he's a very talented dude, man. I was very excited to see him eventually transition over to UFC or Bellator, because I was like, I feel like it's going to happen, and it did. And he's taking on a great opponent, Sidney Outlaw, man. I mean, who else would you want to debut? I mean, obviously the champ, right? Obviously to get to the title, but Sidney Outlaw's a good guy. He has a respectable ground game, obviously, as we know. And, but man, he has a tall task in front of him, man. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it done against, Tufik, man, because he's a guy who's been champ before. He's beat the champ, and he's looking to be the champ after this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, and I think he's going to get that title shot. I think he is. I'm going to go and pick him to win. Tufik Musabayev, super talented kid, and more than just that, man. I think Sidney Outlaw is game as hell, but I would not have taken this fight, especially on short notice.
Yeah, that was a weird one, but hey, man, that's game as fuck, man. If he wins it, much respect.
Yeah, I mean, he did have the title shot, but he's decided to take this one on short notice. I personally wouldn't, but it is what it is. Very excited for the fight, though. Very, very excited for the fight. As far as the rest of the card goes, man, what are some of the fights you're most looking forward to?
Man, we can go one down. Usman Nurmagomedov versus Chris Gonzalez. Chris Gonzalez getting to push against Usman, man. That's a tough fight at 155. Chris is good, but I don't know, man. I think it might be a little bit too much to ask for. He's game as fuck. He has some good hands. But Usman's a fucking savage, man. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna look for him on that night.
Yeah, I definitely agree. That's gonna be a rough matchup, man. Very, very rough matchup. But it is one of the best fights on that card overall. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. You know who's back? I'm really excited for it. Lorenz Larkin. Lorenz Larkin's on a hell of a win streak. Remember when he first got signed to Bellator? I don't want to say disappointed, but like he lost a couple fights in a row. We got murked by, Paul Daley. Douglas Lima dominated him, and since then he's not lost. Like he's on a 6-fight winning streak. He's taking on Mohamed. Angel? Try and pronounce this kid's name. It's my favorite game on the show.
Mohamed sounds right.
Mohamed Burkamov. I don't know. Anyways, this kid's really fucking good, and I hate that they're giving him Lorenz Larkin. He's 15-1. He's coming off a solid win over Jaleel Willis earlier this year in Bellator. That was his Bellator debut. Formerly a part of ACB. Yeah, man. In terms of like skill level, this might be the greatest fight on the card. Both these guys are so good right now, both in their prime. Very, very excited for it. But here's another banger. Opening up the main card, Davion Franklin, friend of the show, taking on Marcelo Gome. Winner this right in the title conversation, man. Marcelo Gome, formerly of the UFC, signed to Bellator last year, got a win, got a knockout, and yeah, man, very exciting fight. Very, very exciting fight for that one. And then the prelims, a bit lighter. There's some other names on there. Romero Cotton's back. Vanessa Porto versus Veda Ortega should be a lot of fun. It is a bit lighter, though. It is a bit lighter, but that's all right. It's all right. The main card, in terms of just, if we're just talking about main cards, one of the best of the year for Bellator, for sure, honestly. But, yeah, man, any other closing thoughts on this card before we move on?
No, man, I'm really excited. I think the main card's really strong, like you said. And I think it will, you could put UFC over that or PFL or any promotion. That's a super strong main card right there.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, yeah, I'm very excited for that one. Like I said, Friday night on Showtime. Very, very fun card.
It's Showtime.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. Very, very excited for that one. That's essentially all the fighting we got for this week. That being said, we do have a little bit of news to hit, man. We did obviously talk about Volk setting up the interim title, but who he's looking to fight is going to be the winner of Charles Do Bronx Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. That's UFC 280 in Dubai in October. It's finally official after all this time, all the talk about will Islam get the title shot, will he not? Will Oliveira not for the fight for the title? Will he fight Conor instead? It's finally official. Was this the right call for the UFC?
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that you were directly asking me that.
That's exactly what I was asking.
I thought you were just writing it out there like a blank statement.
From your perspective, was this the right fight to make?
Yes, 100%. I don't think there's a shadow of a doubt. What else could you have done? Let's be honest. Be real with it. Is there anything else you could have done?
I mean, it really, for me, came down to what Oliveira wanted to do. I think if Oliveira wanted to fight Conor, then they could have done Makhachev versus Chandler for the belt. But, yeah, I think this one makes the most sense. I mean, the reality is that, like, Islam Makhachev, he's in a weird position because, like, does he deserve a title shot off of the names he's beat?
I saw that question on Twitter recently, and I think did you like it or retweet it, I think?
I think I might have liked to retweet it. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, of the names he's beat, no, he does not deserve a title shot because he's beaten a lot of names, he's getting a title shot. It's one of those weird ones. It's kind of like Leon Edwards, but even then, like, Leon beat RDA whenever RDA was at the top of 170. He beat Cowboy when Cowboy was, in the top 5, top 10 at 170. Like, he has a really long win streak, I mean, who's the best person that Makhachev's beat in this streak? Like, is it Hooker? Dan Hooker, who took the fight on like 2 weeks' notice?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably Dan Hooker with the people he's fought.
I mean, it's just Dober maybe. So, I mean, Sarukian, but Sarukian was Bobby Green, 10 days notice. Dan Hooker 2 weeks notice. Tega Moises not ranked. Drew Dober not ranked. Davi Ramos not ranked. Sarukian ranked now, but took that fight on short notice and was like 22. Cajun Johnson not in the UFC. Glenson Tebow not in the UFC. Nick Lentz not in the UFC. Chris Wade not in the UFC. So, of that, like, he's beaten a lot of names, but like, a lot of asterisks too. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, he deserves a title shot. There's not a whole lot else going on. So.
Yep. And he's good. Obviously, there's no secret he's good.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So, I'm cool with the fight. I think it's the right move. So. Yeah, I think, interestingly enough, have you seen the betting odds for this already?
It's funny, I saw them on Twitter, but I didn't, take a close peek at them.
In case you guys don't know, it could have changed by now, obviously, by the time because we were recording this one early in the week, but, last time I checked, Makhachev was over a 2-1 favorite. Which is interesting. Because, style-wise, I agree, but I'm like, we've never seen him fight even anybody. I mean, Davi Ramos is really, really good when it comes to jiu-jitsu, but not it hasn't really translated to his full MMA game, so I don't know, man. Bit of a champ disrespect, but hey, if he beats Islam, do you think it's time to call Charlie Allas? Is he the greatest lightweight of all time if he beats Makhachev? What do you think?
Dude, with the names, I think it'd be pretty hard to argue at that point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Josh, this would be the win streak. I'm going to start from, names that, are pretty well, no disrespect to Jared Gordon, Nick Lentz, guys behind, because those guys are really good, and Jim Miller, who's obviously in there, and Clay Guida. But Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Islam Makhachev. That is a sick streak.
That's not even including the first, 10 years of his UFC run either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And guys like Jeremy Stevens in there, Miles Jury, other guys in other weight classes that he fought, Darren Elkins. A lot of other names that he's fought.
For sure, man. I mean, he's just...
And if he wins, that would be a 12-fight win streak.
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty confident saying he's already the real deal in terms of, historical rankings. I still think he might be top 3 already. I mean, lightweight's just a weird division, but...
he's one of the greatest lightweights, undisputedly. There's no secret about that. I mean, he's right up there with Habib, Eddie Alvarez, you name him, Dustin Poirier. I think I can say pretty confident Dustin's one of the greatest lightweights of all time too.
Yeah, I agree. But,
I mean, it's pretty undisputed. Let's just be honest. He's up there. I mean, just with Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler, Tony Ferguson, Kevin Lee. I mean, that's
insane. Yeah. Anyways, man, yeah, I'm psyched for this fight. And there's a lot of implications this one, man. A lot of implications. So, anyways, very excited for it. Speaking of fights, this one, he doesn't have a fighter set, but Frankie Edgar will have his retirement fight, UFC 281, Madison Square Garden, New York, in November. He does not have an opponent set, but he said this is going to be his last one. He said he wants to fight Dom Cruz, but Dom Cruz, obviously, he's going to be fighting Chito Vera soon, and he'd have to make a pretty quick turnaround, so probably won't face him. If you have to pick who you think Frankie Edgar should face in his last fight, who do you think?
Who he should face? He probably should face Dom Cruz, but we're not going to get that.
Yeah.
Instead, he's going to probably fucking end up fighting like Sean O'Malley or some shit like that.
Yeah, and I hope he doesn't. I mean, I like that fight whenever it was just Sean taking a step up, but like, this is a retirement fight for one of the GOATs, you know, so.
Yeah. I mean, Dom Cruz would have been really fun shit. Even Aldo would have sounded fun to me, even though that was a really hard fight. But obviously Aldo's looking at, title pictures, so. Different point of view. Yeah. And it is what it is. Hopefully they can find someone fun they could get. But I don't know who could be good outside of Dom Cruz. I was super down for Dom Cruz.
Same, and I don't like that. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm conflicted on that Cruz Chito Vera matchup. Like Cruz, Aldo was right there for the making, and they just passed right by it. And Cruz Edgar would have made sense, but I don't know, man. I think they should let him fight whoever he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I think a lot of this depends on if Dom Cruz wins and if he wants to make a quick turnaround. But yeah, man. Frankie, your props, hell of a career. This is the right time. I think this is the perfect time, man. There's no
smart man.
He's a very smart man because he's 40, but he's at that point where, like, if you look at his losses, like he's lost 4 or 5. But at the same time, it's like Holloway for the title, Chan Sung Jung on short notice in South Korea of all places. He beats Pedro Munoz, solid fight. Corey Sandhagen and then Marlon Vera, and he was winning that Vera fight until he got caught. So it is what it is.
He just realizes he's gotten older. I think that's what it is. And he's like, something. It's not that I don't have the skills. I'm just not as quick as I used to be. Not the fastest reaction time as I used to have. It's tiny things like that.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So yeah, man, props to him. Full props to him. Hell of a career. We'll talk more about his career whenever that fight actually happens, and I'm sure we'll talk about his career in depth. But yeah, as of right now, he's looking to retire in November. Last piece of news, we did talk about KSI Alex Wassabi when the fight got announced. But now we have a full card, and we have some details in regards to, DAZN and where it's taking place, all that stuff. So this is going to be KSI Alex Wassabi going to go down on DAZN pay-per-view, August 27th, the O2 Arena.
Wow.
Yeah, we know
really?
The main event. What did you say?
You said the O2?
Yeah, it's going to go down on the O2.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
No.
See, this is why we're talking about it, man.
I knew they were fighting. I just didn't know where.
Yeah, the O2 Arena in London, England, DAZN pay-per-view. We don't know how much it's going to cost. I've heard rumors that it'll cost less than the normal pay-per-view, probably around like $30, but I don't know if that's confirmed.
I mean, that's a little bit more worth it, I'd say.
Yeah, but as far as the main event, we know cruiserweights, KSI back for the first time since he beat Logan in 2019. The rest of the card got revealed. FaZe Temper's going to take on Blueface. Deji's to take on Fuzi. These are all professional fights, by the way. There's no amateur fight.
Shit. No headgear. 4-ounce gloves. Let's go, baby.
I know. It's all professionals. They're all making their professional debut.
Wow. And they're going to be main carding.
Huh?
They're going to be the main card? Like, all these guys are going to be the main card on the main card?
So I don't know that. According to Wiki, it's going to be KSI versus Alex Wassabi, the main event, 6 rounds, cruiserweights. FaZe Temper versus Blueface is going to be, we don't know the rounds yet. That's going to be the co-main.
That's a banger right there.
And then opening up the main card, Deji versus Fuzi, 4-round professionals. And then apparently the rest of it is the prelims, but I don't know if that's confirmed yet. The bout order is probably not set yet. Outside of the top.
Yeah.
But more than, we'll just run down the rest of the fights. King Kenny taking on FaZe Sensei, 4 rounds.
What? Okay.
On the do you not know any of the card?
I knew Wassabi and KSI. I knew Tommy and Blueface, and I knew Fuzi and Deji, but I didn't know about this one.
Okay. Well, you're getting a live reaction, folks. I've known about this for a while, but here we got some more. Dean the Great versus Evil Hero. Salt Poppy versus Andy Warski. And opening up the main card is the man, the myth, the legend, Sam Hyde, taking on I Am Thompson. So that's going to be 3 rounds, heavyweights. Yeah, man. I got to be honest, Angel. I am really fucking excited for this card. More than I thought I'd be.
That has a lot of creators on it, dude.
It does. And they're all interesting fights to me. Even, I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about, like, Dean the Great, Evil Hero, Andy Warski. But I know, like, most of the people on this card. Especially the main card. I know everybody on the main card. And I also know Sam Hyde, so. Yeah, man. I mean, now that you know the full card, like, what are your thoughts on it, man?
That's a sick creator card, man, and especially some of the guys that go on there are really good matchups. I mean, Sensei coming back, Tommy and Blueface. That one's an interesting one because Blueface is the only rapper who's out here actually throwing hands, bro. And we saw that BKFC card that he was on. He had hands. I was like, damn, Blueface can actually box pretty well. And Tommy, he got robbed out of his last fight. He had to go to the athletic commission. I don't know if it got changed over or whatever, but everybody thought he won that. I thought he won it at the time. I was very confused. The home field advantage for his opponent. And, yeah, Tommy has hands, man. Tommy is a guy that I know for a long time. He had done a lot of, like, martial arts, really competitive, super into combat. So it's really nice to see him wanting to do this again. And he's got some little bit of talent. And then obviously for JJ, man, I mean, we keep talking like JJ used to come back and take on Jake Paul, but I mean, Jake Paul's about to take on a pro fighter. So we're about to see what's going to happen. I think if, I kind of told you that I felt like for a while there, the KSI fight had gone away, and you remember, man, in my interview, I have it on my fucking Twitter. I asked Jake, "Is the KSI fight still on the table?" He's like, "I think I've outgrown him." We're gonna see if he's outgrown him.
I don't think he has.
We're gonna see, man. We're gonna see with these pay-per-view sales, and we're gonna see with how these two guys perform in their bouts.
Mm-hmm. I mean, KSI, he's left it kind of loose. He doesn't want to make any
promises.
But from what he said, it sounded like he wants to fight Wassabi, maybe get one more in. He's not really committed to that, and then fight Jake. He could fight him as soon as after this fight, especially if Jake loses. So, yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens, man. I mean, in terms of this fight, I don't see Wassabi winning. I don't. I will say I thought he looked alright against Deji. I thought he looked alright against Deji, but then like.
But out of all the people who've gone against Deji, he had the least impressive performance. But I will say though, Deji, he had all the defense but no offense. He did all the things Floyd would have done, but not hitting back.
Well, he was actually landing up until that like second or third round. I remember where like the crowd started like going crazy and they nearly stopped the fight. Do you remember? And after that,
because the guy rushed the fucking thing.
You're right. And then Deji had a huge adrenaline dump. Which I don't blame him for. Like,
yeah, and look, he improved a lot. I was happy to see that, but it was like, dude,
I think he beats Fuzi, honestly.
Oh, Fuzi got really fucked up. But that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, but he looked. I didn't know that it was possible to look worse than Deji. But
granted, those slim guy hands, though, bro, we've seen it. He put YouTubers to sleep, bro. He's one of the guys who's put a lot of guys down, as far as into boxing. The only issue is he doesn't have the kind of pull some of these other guys do. But the Middle East is a big market, man, so he does have a big following.
That's true. But dude, I'm really excited for this card. August 27th on DAZN pay-per-view. I'm very excited for all these fights, man. Sam Hyde's gonna go out there and murk this dude. Like, just straight up catch a body out there, dude.
Dude, I'm excited for Tommy and Blueface, dude. I think that's one of the most interesting matchups on the card.
Yeah, and by the way, Blueface making the quick turnaround because he's gonna try to fight on July 29th on Austin McBroom's card, which
really.
He's fighting Nick Young, and then he's gonna try and fight a month later. I don't know if
what a fucking savage.
I know. It depends on how the fight goes, because I think it's like knocked out. Obviously, the fight won't happen, but yeah. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll beat up Swaggy P, and then I'll go out there and I'll fight Temper. So yeah, dude.
Hey man, it's Europe though. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, man, I'm very excited for the card, man. Like I said, DAZN released the trailer recently, and it looked pretty cool.
Really, I need to check that out.
Yeah, I mean they're doing this. They're building it up the right way. They got a very very good card, top to bottom, very very fun. So yeah,
and obviously
man.
they got really good creators who can sell it very well. I mean, Wassabi got a big following. Obviously, JJ's a fucking global star at this point.
Temper's pretty big. Blueface, obviously.
Yeah. Obviously, he got the whole rap game behind him. People are going to support him just because of that. And
Deji versus Fuzi, loser leaves town. You know,
again for Deji, like the fourth time. No, but yeah, it's a fun matchup, man. God, and it's really not that far away, man.
It's not. I mean, a bit over a month. Yeah.
Yeah, and shit, Josh, we're gonna have to be there for this one, man. We were there for the original DAZN creator card with Logan and JJ at my dad's old apartment. So
yeah,
shit, I might have to be at your apartment this time.
Oh shit, you probably will be.
I'm excited.
I didn't know what UFC card's going on that day.
Fuck, we'll look up afterwards.
But yeah, man. I think we covered it all. This pretty long episode, about an hour and a half. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, man. I'm very excited for that card. Like I said, I'm super psyched for that one.
That's exciting, dude. That's some Kappa pride right there.
Yeah, they're doing Kappa pride. They're doing it the right way. And
they're lowering the price too, which is also smart. Like that. Obviously, I don't know
if that's confirmed yet. I just heard it.
I mean, if they do, though, that's intelligent.
Yeah. Anyways, man. I believe that's all I got. You got anything else to say, my man?
I don't know if this is but didn't Dana kind of confirm Stipe and Jones? Wasn't that a thing?
He said that he's hoping for it, but we still don't know.
Ah, well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really, no updates. Apparently he said it has a lot to do with Ngannou because they're still waiting to.
Okay, so that's what it's more on. Okay, so it's on the end of Francis because they're even thinking about just doing Jones and Ngannou, right? That was one of the options.
Yeah.
Because if they did Stipe and Jones, that'd be for an interim, I'm assuming, right?
Correct.
So we'll see. But apparently Ngannou said on Twitter, was it a few weeks back, that he said he might be back by December?
Yeah, he could be, depending on how things go. That's why they're still trying to figure it out.
Man, so it's we're kind of playing it by ear right now.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
All right, man.
Yeah, as far as that goes, that's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. It was a bit of a long one, but thought it was actually a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys did as well. I'm at Josh Evanoff on Twitter. He's at Angel_01 at Courtside Sound for all things relating to the show. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace and butt grease. Mouse click.